A Nigerian stroke Irish girl said this. She said she moved to Nigeria from the UK. She was living in a cubicle and now she lives in Nigeria. Being half Nigerian, half Irish, she would have maybe gone to her father's country, but she chose to come back to Nigeria. And the only academic she had done or education she had attained in Nigeria was JSS1, which is like maybe the grade 7 in the US, or sorry, in the UK. And then she talked about how she was robbed, that she came to Nigeria, she was never robbed, but while in the UK, she was robbed, and that in the UK, there's no social life. You are working from paycheck to paycheck. And she also mentioned that in Nigeria, there is a whole lot of opportunities of things you can do, but in the UK, she's confined to just things about her work. That she talked about how her modeling career became better when she came back to Nigeria. That in Nigeria, once you have your house rent for 1 year, you can now use that 1 year to plan for the next house rent, as against the UK, where in the UK, once you pay your house rent in the month, you are beginning to start thinking of how to pay the next month, and it makes you not to ever, settle. So she said she moved back 7 years ago to stay in Nigeria, and she's not going back anytime soon. Even though her parents lived abroad, she came back to Nigeria, and while in Nigeria, she got a lot of, modeling jobs. So somebody commented and said, "Thanks for this video. Hey Ford, I am definitely looking into Nigeria as the movement. I also love that she emphasizes not glorifying one's land over the other one are perfect. She's over the other one, none are perfect, but both Europe and Africa have some valuable things to offer each." Great conversation. So that's basically it. The thing is there, she talked about not eating processed food in Nigeria, as against when she was outside the country. She ate a lot of processed food. We all know how, what cancer does when it comes to processed food. So that is basically why you see that a lot of Africans who live outside the country, they prefer to buy Nigerian food or Ghana food or any food that is Africa, because those food. But now with all this genetically motivated, types of food they are bringing in Africa again, we need to also be very careful to know the ones that are GMO and the ones that are not GMO, to be sure of the one you are taking is organic, so that we don't go into another problem. And she talked about how her mother used to sell Nigerian thing, and they asked her if she suffered racism. She said yes, she suffered racism at some point, where those people would tell them, go back to your country. And then that's the same thing South Africans are doing now. You tell somebody black, like, you go back to your country. She was looking, she's fair, so she didn't look her hair. The mom had permed her hair and all of that. So go back to your country. That African food smells. So somebody tells you that your food smells, that's racist. But of course, now she didn't take it as anything. Then the person said, the interview was great, but the exchange rate should be 3 million naira. It's about 1,800 US dollars. Yes, that one also, maybe the guy mixed it up, thinking it was CDs, because the guy who was interviewing her is from another country, so definitely didn't get that calculation right. So another person said, after 21 years, I left the UK and moved back to Nigeria. I have never had peace of mind like this before, even with the situation of the country. No matter what there is, absolutely nowhere like home. Best decision ever. So this particular woman has stayed outside Nigeria for 21 years and then decided to relocate. There's one other lady, a content creator, Summer. She had to come back. She said immediately she came back, she felt peace and didn't want to go back again, that she doesn't want to go back. Of course, all these people only go and come back. They are tired because, it's just like people who live. A lot of Nigerians, somebody was saying on the comment that if Nigerians have good schools, how come people are leaving Nigeria to running away? But nobody is running away from Nigeria. In Nigeria, it's our culture to travel out. We believe that traveling, because we grew up in our schools, they were teaching us that traveling is part of learning. So we travel to go and learn, not to travel to run away. That is why you see that even women and men who give birth to their children in America, and US, and Canada, they bring their children back here to do primary school, to secondary school, then they now take them back for university, just so that they'll learn both cultures and be well mannered. They groom our children. in schools. They teach them morals here. This one now said, I am so proud of you. That she's proud of the girl talking. He said, I think it's you. I think it's you are the first Nigerian lady to speak about her age publicly without hesitation. That's not true. People in Nigeria celebrate their age, landmark birthday, 50 years, 60 years. Just recently, Mo Abudu, the owner of Ebony Life, just celebrated 60. Nigerians are very good at telling their age. They will even publicize it so that people will now buy them gift and all. That one, Nigerians don't hide their ages. This one said, yes, the UK is hard, but if you understand the system, you thrive. She done well in Nigeria because most Africans are colorists. It's really that simple. This one say, in the age of remote work, there are great opportunities in terms of mobility. I have a friend who relocated to Lagos from the US. She works out of Lagos for a foreign company. That's it. A lot of people. I have my husband's nephew lives in Lagos, but he works for a foreign company while living here. This was, I think, once the government becomes a lot more responsible and effective and starting doing the right things in terms of strengthening the legal environment, enhancing service delivery, and investigating infrastructure, many Nigerians in the diaspora would be willing to return home. There are great treasures in Nigeria. The possibilities are endless. Exactly like I used to tell you guys. Nigeria is so blessed that no matter what you do in Nigeria, you will prosper. No matter what you do, you will prosper. This one said, Omolara is a bright and charming lady with a positive mindset. Her humility and sense of balancing narration is top notch. Great personality. This was said 3 million naira is approximately 1,809 dollars. No, not 25,000. Now $25,000 is about it's almost about 40,000 40 million. This person said she is earning online in Forex with a British passport, so Nigerians should be good for her. How many Nigerians have this advantage? That's not what exactly she's saying. You're not getting it. She lives in Nigeria. Some people have money. Have you not watched where people have money, sell off their properties and relocate? So people just, leave. They just believe that going outside will be better for them. This was say, I am also planning to move back. Being in the UK for 20 years and it's just not for me. Being to 5 countries in Africa, it's amazing. I honestly can't wait. I feel sorry for all Africans living in the West. I just say, yeah, Nigeria is pretty safe and cheaper in to live in compared to abroad. I left New York for Nigeria after living abroad for 27 years straight without visiting Nigeria. I reside in Abuja. Honestly, I don't miss America, New York, neither diaspora. Don't let anybody discourage you from moving back to Nigeria or any other part of Africa. Life is easier and better here. I am enjoying Nigeria. Abuja is really nice. The weather is perfect. Plan and come back home, folks. Western world is a slave land. It's true. What else do you do in that place? Slavery, no rest. And that's why you see a lot of them collapsing. This one say it's all about awareness and experience. Most Nigerians mistaken that the grass is greener in the Europe or the Western world. One was guilty of that. One was guilty of that myself due to mainstream narrative. People worldwide think that was of Africa without experiencing Africa for themselves. Yeah, most African countries have some issues. European countries or Western countries have issues too. Some worse than African countries. It's better to experience for yourself before passing a judgment. As for me, my beloved Japa Nigerians, before selling everything you have and own in Nigeria just to Japa to Europe, the grass isn't greener in Europe, but you can Japa and find out yourselves to confirm. Exactly. Honestly, every tribe, every continent have its own issues. So don't think if you travel outside, everything will be better. No, stay in your own country and make things work. Like I used to tell people, go there, make money, come back, establish. But the truth is, here you eat good food, you breathe natural air. Not everything GMO, all those kind of things. Your children will learn your culture and you'll be fine. Now her children are breathing natural air, eating good food, going to good hospitals, and you see, still making good friends and learning the culture and being humbled.